Hi, it's Frank Maselli. I want to talk to you today about something I call the never before opening. We've discussed in the training and we've discussed in some of the materials and certainly in my book the importance of doing a power opening. And you've heard my dollar bill opening, which is a lot of fun. It's not everybody's cup of tea. There is another great opening that I've been using for seminars related to retirement, and that is, that's probably the vast majority of workshops being done out there are some form of retirement oriented workshop. I call this the never before opening. It's worked very well for me. I think it sets a powerful stage for that audience. And remember, the opening is something that you do. The power opening is what you do before you even say good evening. I don't do the plain vanilla, hi, I'm Frank Maselli, welcome to the workshop. We don't do that, okay? we do something different. It's the first minute or 2 minutes of the workshop before you do any of that basic vanilla stuff. And this is where, you really grab the audience. So let's talk about the never before opening. First of all, a great opening does a few things for you. It gets the audience excited. I mean, that's the major goal here that we're trying to accomplish right in the beginning. It sets the tone for the entire workshop. It provides a big picture context for the message. A lot of the workshops we do tend to be very technical, very detailed, very financial numbers and process oriented, and I think that misses a gigantic chunk of the audience who isn't really into that. They want to hear a story. People like to hear stories, and they need some big picture reason for paying attention to all the detail stuff you're giving them. So that's one of the benefits of a really great opening like this. The other benefit is it makes you look different and better than other advisors. Everybody does the plain vanilla stuff. You're going to do something different. You're going to do something in that first 2 minutes that they've never seen before, and that enhances your stature and your credibility in the audience's mind. And frankly, the biggest single reason to do a power opening in some form is that ultimately it increases your appointment ratio. And it's totally doable. I've been doing this for years. So a power opening does help. So let me cover this with you. It's simple. It's called the never before opening. And here's what I say, and you can have the script. This entire thing's on my website. Your white glove person can get this to you. It's very simple and very straightforward. So stay with me, and I'm probably going to do it. It's probably going to take longer for me to explain this to you than it would to actually do it in front of a workshop. So I'm going to try to give it to you at relative workshop speed. Okay. So here I go. And I've been introduced to the room, here's Frank Maselli. So I walk up and I say, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the doorstep of a historic moment. We are facing something right now in America that has never been seen before in our history. In fact, it's never been seen before in anyone's history, because this is the first time on the planet Earth that this is happening. This isn't a single event, but it's more of a condition or a situation that is starting to unfold, and it's getting bigger every day. It will absolutely affect every person in this room, and it has dramatic implications for the entire nation over the next 30 to 50 years. What makes this situation so potentially dangerous is that we have no experience dealing with anything like this. As a nation and as individuals, we are radically unprepared for it. But it's coming like a freight train, and there's nothing that anyone can do to stop it. You're probably wondering what I'm talking about, and the answer may surprise you. I'm talking about retirement. I'm talking about the baby boomers, the largest generation of people born in the history of our country, retiring. Now, you may think that retirement is nothing new, and you're right. We all understand what retirement means, but this is the first time ever that we are going to have 70 million retirees at the same time. In fact, more people are going to retire in the next 15 years than have ever retired in the cumulative history of our country. And if you study demographics and history, you will quickly see that up until now, retirement has actually been very rare. The simple reality is that we are now seeing the first generation that is living 10, 20, 30 years past retirement age. That has never happened before in the numbers like we're seeing today. In fact, when Franklin Roosevelt signed the Social Security Act in 1934 and set the retirement age at 65, the life expectancy of the average American was only 62 years. They never expected any significant number of people to need it, let alone 70 million. No one is ready for this. Social Security and Medicare are sinking deeper in an unfunded hole every day, and the vast majority of Americans have not planned or saved enough money to last them 30 years. I'm not saying any of this to scare you. I'm saying it because someone has to tell you the truth, and the truth is you need to protect yourself. That's why we're here tonight, to give you some ideas, some tools, some strategies and plans that will help you take control of your future. Now, we can't solve the entire retirement issue in one workshop, but my goal is to get you started along a path that will put you and your family in position not only to survive retirement, but to enjoy this time in your life that you've worked so hard for all these years. My name is Frank Maselli. I'm a financial advisor, and I'm going to be your guide on tonight's journey into the world of retirement. Okay, so that's basically it, all right? I mean, it's very simple, but I think it's pretty powerful. I mean, there's power in simplicity. Obviously, the message that I'm trying to get across to these folks is that even though we have heard the word retirement for years, decades, in fact. I mean, certainly in our industry, we've been dealing with retirement as a reality for our entire careers. The average person doesn't really understand that retirement is a new phenomenon. I mean, I think about my parents. My parents retired, and 3 years later, they were dead. Okay, my grandparents never even made it to retirement. So this is the first generation that is living in retirement. And, you know, living in retirement is a good thing. I mean, healthcare has improved, our standard of living has gone up, and life expectancy has climbed. And certainly with people, you know, the people who are coming to your workshop, there's a very high probability that they're going to make it deep into their 80s, all right? These are generally, you know, higher, I don't want to say higher class. These are people who've had careers, they've planned, they've had great health care. You know, they're not coming to an investment workshop if they're on death's door, okay? So it's highly likely that the people in that room are going to be the survivors. They're going to be the long-time retirees. But I got to tell you, folks, no one's ready for 30 years in retirement. The entire retirement issue has to change. In fact, one of the most powerful seminars that I used to do, and you know, it's not something that's available to you yet, but it's something I did myself. It's a seminar called Never Retire. And it basically says, don't even think about it. Don't do retirement in the way that you've heard it done. And I think you all understand intuitively that retirement itself has changed. So anyway, this is a simple opening. I hope it helps you. If you want a copy of this, you can go to Frank. You just shoot me an email, frank@maselligroup.com. I'm going to put it up on my website in the resource vault at maselligroup.com, so you can look at the video there. You can download the PowerPoint there, and you can always contact your white glove, your white glove account rep, and they will absolutely help you. Your consultant. They've got access to all my materials and everything that we can do to help you. We are here to help you. And when I tell you we really want you to succeed, you got to believe me. That's my entire reason for being, is to help you do the best workshops you can possibly do. So thanks very much for listening. Hope this helps, and talk to you again really soon.